Hi guys, this is Ishan Durrani and today is the 13th session of jQuery video series of 100 videos, and today is the 13th video. These are basically the three topics that we'll be covering today. So this is session 13. So in the first topic we'll learn how do we initialize a variable in jQuery. I'll tell you basically two methods. The first method will be an old method, and then I'll teach you another method, which is the modern way of assigning and defining variables in jQuery, and then for loop. And then we'll enter a number in a text box and see if that number is a even or odd, and then jQuery dimensions. We'll look at different width and height of HTML DOM elements by pressing a button. So without wasting any time, let's get to the job. I'll just create a replica of this file and let's name it as 13.html. Let us switch on XAMPP and also open up the browser. So it is localhost /YouTube. This file is called 13.html. So basically these are three buttons. If I show you in the console, guys, this is how we define a variable. Supposing we want to define a variable A equals to 1, okay, and console.log, we can say A. So as soon as I press enter, it will print 1, the value of variable A. Here you can add a concatenation operator also. So supposing if I add variable A is equal to 1, console.log A, you can write a string in commas and then concatenation operator. Concatenation operator is a plus sign in jQuery, okay? And the string will come in the single quotes, or you can also use double quotes. The value of a variable is A. So if I set the value to 100, you can see the value of a variable is concatenation operator, which concatenates the value, is 100. Okay, this space between is and this will add space between the number 100 and is. Okay, okay, so this was the first thing, that variable assigning. You define variables like this. You can also write variables like with let. That is the modern way of doing it. So let a is equal to 100, let b is equal to 200, and let c is equal to a plus b. So you can write something like the sum of a and b is c. So let's see if it works. Okay, it says the variable a has already been declared. So with let, it checks if that variable is already declared or not. Since we ran that code variable a before, so that's why it's picking it up again. What I'll do is that I'll just copy paste this code and refresh the screen, and now this is a fresh code. As soon as I hit enter, the sum of a and b is 300. Okay guys, so let is the second way of the modern way of assigning variables. There is a for loop. So supposing we have variable starting range. Okay, supposing we have a variable a and we want to print variables. We want to run a for loop. For loop syntax is something like this: for a is equal to 100. So you can just not give any value to the a variable. For a is equal to 0, and then the second part is a is less than equals to 99, or we can say 100. And let's start it with 1. A is equal to 1 is the initial value. A is less than equal to 100. We should continue. And a plus plus means that you are increment the value on each iteration of this for loop. So here you can have a console.log current value of the current iteration value of a is concatenation operator, guys, and then a. Okay, now as soon as I hit enter, it should print how many? It should print 100 values, increments with the one step at a time. Okay, so okay, it's less than equals to. So it says I think there is a typo here. There's no space between less than equals to. Okay, guys, did you see that? The current iteration value of a is 1, 2, 3. So this loop has run for 100 times. So this is how we are able to learn the for variable assigning and for loop. Just to test this code, all you need to do is to grab it and add it to the document.ready block here. Okay, and when I load the page, you can see. Let me just clear the console, and if I refresh the page, you can see on page load it is printing all the values. So this was the for loop. So we have covered the point number 1. Then in the same way, uh, the variable assigning code, if you want to see that, the same procedure you can follow. This was the variable assigning. You can just add this to the document ready block and let this run on page load. Okay, so you can see I have edited in the document.ready. As soon as I refresh my page, we should get a message. The sum of A and B is 300. Okay, guys, you liked it? So that was the variable assigning and the for loop. You will be using this quite often in jQuery codes when you are doing a job somewhere in some enterprise. You will be using variable assigning and for loops very often. So this is something very basic but very, very important, as you will be doing it quite frequently. And then let's prepare a code, guys. Uh, we add a number in a text box and press a button. The button will tell us whether the number is an even number or an odd number. So for that, let's go to our experiment area. So if I say variable a is equals to 200, and if I say if a percentage or remainder 2 equals to 0, then it will console.log that it is an even number. Console.log it is an even number. Else If it is not an even number, it is obviously it is an odd number. So you can say it is an odd number. So what will it do? It will divide it. It will find the remainder of 200 percentage 2, and if it is equal to 0, it will say that it is an even number. And if the remainder is not 0, if modulus 200 modulus operator, this is called a modulus operator. Modulus 2 is not equal to 0, it will say it is an odd number. So if I run it, you will say it says it is an even number. So now if I say 200, say a simple, let's take a simple odd number 3, it is an odd number. Okay guys, so now is the time to implement this in our HTML. So for time being, I'll just remove these three text buttons. What I'll do is I'll add a text box. Okay, let this be a number. Type can be a number as well, okay? And I'll add, let's call it, okay, class name can be number as well. And let's add a bit of styling. I'll remove this old code of styling from the inline. I'll say dot number. What we are going to add, let's add a background color of say magenta. Okay, magenta is interesting. Okay, let's add something very cool. Sky blue. Yeah, sky blue is good. And let's color of okay, color black is fine. Background sky blue, padding of 0.4 rems. Okay, that's it. Border 1 pixel rich. There's a rich border you can add. So let's see how it looks like. I'm just refreshing the page. Okay. Padding of, say, let's add a padding of 1 rems. 1.5 rems. If I refresh the page, and let's make the border 4 and 1.3 rems of padding. If I refresh the page, it's like this, okay? And it's a number. Okay, let's add a BR. BR will come. Emptying the ready.console. Just added a BR, which is a space, and then a button. Button will say something even or odd. Yes. So title will be yes if the number is even or odd. Okay. So it will be a game. So now let's give a ID to this button. ID of even odd. Okay. So in the document.ready, I can write jQuery hash. Where is hash? Hash even. What's the ID name? Even odd. Okay. Dot dot click function like this. Okay, now we can say we can just pick up the value of the input, which is dot number dot val, and let's assign the value to a variable a and write the code. Okay, for the result, let's add another br and then a span or a paragraph item with the class name result, color, style. So we can add a style to dot result. Color would be aqua. No, color will be blue. Background can be anything. Okay, color will be blue, and we'll apply that formula if a, the value in the number field, if that value remainder operator or modulus operator divided by 2 is equals to 0, we'll say console.log the added number, the number in the text field is an even number. jQuery, let's assign it to the result also. Dot text, the number in the text field is an even number. Okay, so the opposite of this in the else block, which will say the number in the text field is an odd number. Okay guys, now let's see how it works. When I refresh the page, okay, here I need another br guys to create a bit of space, or even you can add a margin dash top to the result. You can say margin dash top 1 rems. So this should add a bit of space. Even not. Okay, sorry. I need to add this space on ID, which will be hash. So it will be hash even odd margin dash top of 1 rems, and let's add a margin dash bottom of 1 rem as well on the top and the bottom of the button. Okay, now when I refresh, you can see there's a space of 1 rem added above and below. So when we add a number here, supposing it is 201, press the button, press the button. The number in the text field is an odd number, and this is what it has print. The number in the text field is an odd number in the result area also. You can see in the inspect window also, in the result paragraph class, it has added this label, this answer dynamically. So if I change this value now and press the button again, you will see that it will change the message. The number in the text field is an even number. So guys, you have learned the point number 2 is done. This is even or odd number validation through a button and a text box. Okay guys, so the next thing is jQuery dimensions. I guess the video is getting a bit bigger, So let's cover the jQuery dimensions in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos, and I hope you are not just listening but trying to practice these things yourself. Guys, there are no heavy software installations required for this skill, and I promise you that this is a lifetime skill. Uh, Today, 90% of the web is has so many websites, and all the websites have jQuery as a mandatory thing in them. And so learning this skill is gonna really help you in the long run, say down the road in the next 10 years. So if when you look back, it will be a great decision that you have made, and it will be like a unique thing that you will have with which you can differentiate from other people. So this is not something. So this is something you will feel pride of in the future. So guys, I hope you like this video. There's a lot more coming to your way. So please subscribe this channel and don't forget to hit the bell button. Thank you. Bye.